Connected to the rest of Boston proper by only a thin strip of land, Allston and Brighton can seem a world away from the downtown city life. Tourists come in smaller numbers, sidewalks and parks are less manicured, and buildings rarely reach above 5 stories. From its beginning, however, the neighborhood has been an integral part of Boston's history. Allston's commercial history kicked off when the Allston Railroad Depot was constructed in 1867, allowing for regular train stops on Harvard Avenue. A decline in agriculture quickly followed, and farmland was divided into residential building lots. Today, trains still pass through the rail yards daily, and the original rail depot is still intact, though it's been converted into the Sports Depot bar. By 1889, Boston's first electric streetcar line started its run from Allston Depot to Park Square. The original line is still part of today's Green Line system. As the century turned, Allston's new train connection, combined with the development of Commonwealth Avenue in 1900, brought rapid changes to the town and a new cultural and ethnic diversity. Allston was becoming a city. Today, Allston Brighton teems with life. Harvard Avenue has remained one of the busiest commercial drags, and the neighborhood has held on to its unique diversity. Out of nearly 70,000 residents, more than 22,000 are immigrants. That's 15% of Boston's total, and more than any other neighborhood in the city. The immigrants bring with them an array of cultural backgrounds that find new life in the shops and restaurants that line the streets of town. Chinese, Indian, Brazilian, Nepalese. Choosing a place to eat on Brighton or Harvard Avenue is like walking through the food courts of Disney's Epcot Center. It's all right here.
I think the mix that we have here is different from other places in the city, yes. So it's, as I said, it's highly populated, but it's also ethnically, racially diverse as well.
Addressing the needs of so many immigrants poses a challenge for the neighborhood. Learning English is essential for those who want to become naturalized citizens, but the city's language programs cannot meet their demand. As a result, immigrants face up to a 3-year wait to enroll in classes. Sister Pat Andrews at Sisters of St. Joseph on Cambridge Street is relieving some of the city's burden through her work in the Literacy Connection, a free program that helps immigrants learn English and prepare for the U.S. citizenship test. The literacy program specializes in one-on-one tutoring for immigrants who are not at a high enough skill level for group classes. The neighborhood also hosts frequent free and open multicultural events. On September 14th, the Allston Village Street Fair provided a place for residents from a variety of backgrounds to come together and enjoy live music and good local food. The event provided information to residents about easy access to education, healthcare, and job opportunities in the community. The area's close proximity to Boston College, Boston University, and Harvard University also make it an ideal neighborhood for college students. The result is a highly transient set of leaseholders and a large amount of property run by off-site owners. With few owners on-site, street and property maintenance lags, and the neighborhood has gotten a grimy reputation. Many visitors get the impression that Allston residents just don't care. This is exactly what I thought when I first came to Allston in 2005. As I rambled my way down Ashford, Linden, and Chester streets along with droves of other college freshmen, I couldn't help but wonder why there were so many cracks and pieces of trash along the sidewalks. A literal line could be drawn between the pothole-riddled streets of Allston and the smooth roadways of Brookline, its neighbor to the south. But upon further inspection, I realized that below the area's less than pristine surface lies a united community of volunteers who are proud of their neighborhood and unwilling to give up their fight to keep it clean. The Parents and Community Build Group, headed by Joan Pasquale, has worked to improve Stanley A. Ringer Park. Hundreds of volunteers come to the group's biannual cleanup events to maintain a clean and healthy environment for children, joggers, and dogs alike. Working alongside the Boston Parks and Recreation Department, the group's efforts led to the construction of a new playground for children at the adjacent Jackson Mann School and Community Center, and for the neighborhood as a whole. Despite the efforts of volunteer groups, grit remains Allston's MO. Graffiti covers many of the neighborhood's signs, mailboxes, and alleyways, and rats are a common sight at night, and sometimes during the day. What students lack in social responsibility, they make up for in spirit. Crowds flock to the neighborhood on the weekends, bringing with them a sense of youthful exuberance.
Allston definitely not necessarily lower Allston where we are, but over the bridge, there's a lot more college students, so it's a lot more younger feeling neighborhood, I feel like, than the rest of the city.
This is Allston Rock City, where bars and concert venues line the streets on Commonwealth, Brighton, and Harvard Avenues. Band stickers and event posters cover light poles at every street corner, advertising to the meandering groups of bar hoppers below.
People in Allston, they have this no-care attitude.
I used to live in Allston, and when the Red Sox won the World Series the first time, I lived over on Glenville, and I saw 2 guys walking down the street, and they were just punching each other.
The boisterous energy can be fun for a night's visit, but late-night ruckus is a problem for residents who have to hear it every weekend. Noise complaints are common, and police cars troll the streets on the first weekend of September each year, when new batches of college freshmen are introduced to the scene. Despite these tensions, families and students have found a relative balance. Separated by the Mass Pike, Lower Allston can seem a world away from the bustle and noise of Allston's main drag. The area is cleaner and more family-oriented. Although Harvard University is officially located in Cambridge, a larger portion of the school's facilities lie in Lower Allston, including Harvard's Business School and many of its athletic fields. For years, the university has been pushing for new development, but residents have been reluctant to comply. To open a dialogue in the community, Mayor Thomas M. Menino created the Harvard Allston Task Force in 2006. The 16-member group of civic leaders and residents meets regularly with officials from the university and the Boston Redevelopment Authority. Residents at the meetings have complained about sidewalk construction that does not take bus routes into account, green spaces that do not grant community access, property buyouts that have slowed local business, and public housing relocation projects that reinforce the socioeconomic divide. To address these problems, Harvard has made changes to its 10-year master plan. Construction is currently underway for a new science complex on Western Avenue. Underneath the layers of history and dirt lies a side of Allston that often goes unnoticed by casual passerby. There is excitement in the Saturday night chaos and charm in the Sunday morning grit. For every litter-strewn gutter, there is a hidden treasure waiting, whether it's a secluded park or help from a friendly volunteer. It is a part of Allston that residents say creeps under their skin before they even recognize it.